Hey y'all, hey. I'm back with another video asking that you please subscribe, like, and share and hit the notification bell so you know when another video is coming through. So, today, I just want to talk about really being in a place to be grateful and appreciating the things that are going on around you. I think that we have to start giving more credit to the people that go through the trenches with us, the people that are giving us a hand clap each elevation. And I think they get overlooked a lot because we're like, that's what you should be. That's who you're supposed to be in my life. And that's what friendship is. That's what family is. But they're rare. They're rare. And we just need to start valuing them so much more. And I'm not talking about people that cause the storm. Stick around. We're not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the people that were there when you had a plan for something and it didn't quite go your way. But they like, girl, you gave a strong attempt. Like, try again. They need a hand clap. They need appreciation on a more consistent basis because everybody has their own life going on. And when they're able to see you and give you a kudos and support and love, when they're going through their own things, we have to be more grateful for them. And yeah. We need them. Everybody needs those people. And we should all be those people. I think we are in such a judgmental society right now that if people share things with you and people don't want to share because they're scared that they won't live up to it and that they'll hear all the criticism about it. And that's life. If you're not failing, you ain't trying, okay? And yeah, I've just been really sitting and thinking about how much I hear from my friends that they're proud of me and that I'm doing a great job. And I look around sometimes like, what have I done? You know, what have I done for people to be proud of me or to be giving me kudos? And it's because I don't give up. I keep on trying. I keep on fighting for this better life I envision. And they're proud of that. And just to take it in and absorb it, like, I'm proud of that. We need to be, get yourself a pat on the back for just keep on getting back at it. And sometimes we just get lost in with everybody on social media, and you see in this post like, oh, I became a 6-figure person in months, or I have reached my million, or I have a billion followers. Like, we see that and we're measuring ourselves by it. But yeah, if you're getting up and not giving into life just beating you up every day, you're doing a great job. If you haven't let the horrors and the hatefulness of this world take your pure heart, you are a gem. You are a gem. If you're still getting up every day and loving full-heartedly and people are telling you you're naive and you have you're in a la-la land, stay in your la-la land. Stay in your la-la land, because one day you are going to attract everything that you're being. And so if people can't see it as beauty, then let them go on about their business and wait on who will, okay? The other thing I wanted to discuss is I've been in a place of, God, am I listening to you or me? Is this you or me? Is it my desire so strong that I'm speaking past purpose, And it's easily done. Our desires, the things we want are constantly on our mind, like, I deserve it, right? And that's true. You do deserve it if your heart is desiring it. But the process, to be able to sit and enjoy the process is something that we really need to get better at. We just need to get better at being able to enjoy the process and who we are being and becoming, and looking back and just being so grateful that we aren't who we used to be. We need to find value in those things so we can enjoy the process. I had recently watched something with two best friends, and one of them was saying that she had something to talk about, but she didn't know if it was okay to talk about it on camera, and she did a little, and she's like, yeah, girl, I'm living in my truth, And so she was talking about her friend going to get an abortion and how horrible she felt about it. Like, she's like, no, she definitely shouldn't be doing that, and that's what she thought, And she was like speaking her opinion, and her friend was sitting there saying, like, I never knew she even felt like that, And in that moment, I realized that us as people and how we're reared and what things we see, we have become so judgmental that we can't even let people live their path. That was something that she had to decide for herself, and her changing it, could have deterred her in one way or another, And I was just thinking, like, what grace she had to keep her emotions in check, keep her judgments in check, to let her friend live her experience. And oftentimes in our process, that's a part of it. Like, we're supposed to be learning and becoming and doing better. And sometimes we'll hold ourselves up with thinking that we got the answer for somebody else's life. And your process is focusing on your life and what you should be doing and who you should be being in this current. We are souls living in a human experience, and we gotta just be okay with what that brings, because we are a part of other people's story. Whether we think like the world revolves around us or not, everybody feels that way. Everybody feels like their world and then the things happening around them. So when you can step outside of yourself to be part of somebody else's story in the best and most graceful ways, that's what we should be working on, like being the best part of somebody's story. Even if it's hard lessons, when you live in truth and honesty, even when people don't like it, they will come around to respecting, like, yeah, it's rare. Truth is so rare around me that even if they fall out with you, there's going to be a time when they come to reckoning with that they don't have that in their circle, that they don't have the genuineness and that honesty around them, because you can get yes men around you all day. Most people think that that's what they want. I want somebody to agree with me and tell me I'm right and make me feel good about even my dumb decisions, and there's no growth in that. Like, you can be surrounded by yes men if you want, but you will be stagnant at emotional, spiritual, mental growth, because you're not trying to learn anything. You just want to be correct. And that's something that I've even been learning through not always being right. Like even when I know I'm right, to sit and be okay with somebody not perceiving or receiving that in that way. Because it's right for me. It might not be right for them. It might not, what I'm saying might not register or be relatable to what they feel and how they should be moving. And taking a minute to just really process, this isn't my story. Even if you think people are wrong, and we get so mad about people, like I told them and they didn't listen and I ain't got nothing else to say to them because I give them advice and they don't listen. But you can't make people be who you are or what you would like the world to look like all the time. It's not real, and we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with, even if you give the best advice and you're always the greatest friend and you just want to pour in love, that it won't always be received and it won't always be taken how you wanted it to be. And that's okay. That's okay, because tomorrow's a new day, and maybe overnight they were able to register it come different tomorrow, or maybe they didn't, and that's never will. Maybe they never will, and that's okay too. I know I'm supposed to be posting every Wednesday and Saturday, and I didn't post over the weekend. I was going through my own internal struggle with the whole purpose over desire thing, and I know that God is calling me, and I know I keep speaking of God, and because I was raised Christian, a lot of times it'll come off that I'm speaking for you to speak outside of yourself. I talk to myself all the time, so that's why it comes out outwardly. But when I'm telling you to really seek God, I'm more speaking of the God in you. Like your conscience is God, your light is God, and I want to say that to people that are seeking God outside of themselves, feeling like they have to chase this ghost of a person to be like, do you see me? Do you hear me? Do you know me? Self-love and internal love will show you that light. It will show you God, and we have to be more comfortable with sitting with ourselves. We have to sit with ourselves and really get moments of clarity that nobody else can give you. I know I had put up a message and said, I challenge you to just sit with yourself for a minute, and focus on your breathing. And I hope that people heard that, and I hope people have been in practice of that, because it's so important. It's so important to just be able to sit with you and get deep up in there, whatever it brings. And lately in my meditation, I've just been getting vision of what's coming, what I'm going to be walking into. And it gets hard in partnership. It gets really hard in partnership because your desires call you, right? They just call you so strongly that it's like, yeah, if you ain't hearing this, I don't know. Maybe we gotta split ways. Maybe we gotta do something different because you're not hearing what I'm called for, what I'm here for, my purpose here. And I actually just had that conversation with Eric saying, you know, yeah, I just want to keep it real transparent with y'all. Like, if we gonna do this, we got to do it right. So I just had a conversation with him being like, yeah, you're just so comfortable here. You know, when I told you, when we met, I told you I didn't want to live here anymore, that this is not where I'm supposed to be. And because, you know, your girl's heart is in the growing foods, you know, being in the sunshine, being amongst nature, you know, and Ohio just, it don't give me that for half the year. Okay, it don't give me what I need for half the year. So I had told him that when we met, and I'm just like, yeah, you don't hear me, and I gotta stop waiting on you to listen. I gotta stop waiting for you to listen. I might have to just do my own thing because you're not hearing what I'm saying. And he was saying like, no, I hear your purpose, you know, and I also know I have a purpose. But what if us getting this together is part of purpose? And the crazy part is, you know stuff. You know, I've spoke that to y'all, but it's hard, and that flesh, you know, that flesh and that soul be calling for different things, you know. And as much as my soul is desiring to create a beautiful black family and marriage and children and love, yeah, my flesh like, I'm getting itchy. You know, I want to get going on what I see. You know, like, what's the purpose of me seeing it if it ain't now, you know? And he told me, like, if you working towards anything and it's for you, it'll come to your door. Like, you got your land in North Carolina right here. Like, you lived right here. Like, it'll come to your door. And I have been hearing that from other people. So when he said it, you know, you get that confirmation, but you still want to be like, oh. And you know, but when it's right and you're trying to be better, you don't have no choice but to listen to it. You don't have any choice but to listen to, maybe I was wrong here, you know. I was wrong, you know, to be like, yeah, you ready to go? Oh, you look like you're questioning it. So if I got to, you know, I can. And yeah, he just really like confirmed, like, doing it without me ain't the plan. Me doing something without you ain't the plan. Us working together and healing and confirming and affirming each other is part of what's going to make the purpose so beautiful. And I needed that. I think a lot in my relationship, I have been seeking leadership. You know, people think like we all want to be that independent woman, and that we're not trying to be led, but I think most of us are desiring that. I think most of us are desiring to meet a man that tells us something and we can really register it. Like, we can really be in a place where it's like, okay then, I heard you, you know, and not just, you know, we don't want to just be teaching all the time. We don't want to just be the one with the answers all the time. Like, we want some direction and partnership and to be led. We want to. And it was beautiful to watch, you know. It was beautiful to hear him be able to speak his piece, and that I wanted to listen. Like, a lot of the times we put growth on the other person. You know, you do what you're supposed to do and you'll see me. You'll see my true essence. You'll see who I'm supposed to be in this world. Instead of being like, show up with your best. The best of everything you got. Show up with the best of everything you got every time. and anger and sadness and joy and peace. Like, show up every time with everything you got. And trust yourself and trust the God in you that it won't go opposite of that. And if it does, you'll register it. You'll register it that it just don't make sense and move from there. I think that we saw such a play out in trauma that our parents are still living with their hurt decisions. Our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, our cousins, us. We'll see it in us and our peers that we're still living in our worst decision. It's affecting their everyday. It's affecting how they move in the world. It affects who they are because they just let it lead. Like, if this was supposed to be my everything and it failed, what do I do now? What do I do now? And not stop and be like, yes, this did not work out, but I'm still meant to have a great life. I'm still meant to enjoy every day. I'm still meant to figure things out and learn things and experience new things. And I was talking to Eric today, and he was reading something and said, you don't have to be 100% healed to be in a relationship, and he asked, do you believe that? I think a lot of the times he's had the idea that I'm looking for perfection, and so I think he was like asking really to get an answer to his inquiring spirit for this whole time. And I was like, yeah, I believe you ain't gonna be 100%, you don't have to be 100% healed to be in a relationship, because I feel like if you're at a point where you don't feel like you can learn or grow anymore, I don't know what you're doing, but you do have to be aware that you need to be healing and growing. Like, if you show up like, oh, I'm good, if we having a problem, it's you, yeah, you need to mature a little more, because even if something is affecting you from somebody else, there's a reason that it's triggering you in the way that you're like, I can be hateful. And that's what we constantly need to be working on, to get ourselves to a lighter place where we don't think that. We don't think like, oh, shoot, you moved wrong and I can be hateful to you now. It's not conducive to anything, but you having a real enemy that you should be watching over your shoulder for. Like, us being in a place where we can, we use our energy for that is off, and it's crazy because I'm a real believer in, I am a real mama bear, okay? Like you come over here and mess with this, you will hear my roar, If I'm wrong, God continue to work through me, okay? But yeah, I feel like, yeah, if you comfortable doing this over here, I'm gonna meet you at your door with it, And, but to sit and stew and hate and plotting and using your day in and out to project that onto somebody, I think is a lost cause. And I know people like, what? That's what I believe, and I'm gonna stick beside it, okay? Until something alters it and says something different, But I think I feel that way because I went with so much of my life unprotected that I'm like, mine will never feel that. Like, mine will never feel unprotected by me. And I'm gonna sit right there, okay? So yeah, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I know everybody's coming from their holidays, but oh yeah, guys, yesterday was Mount Zion Day. I hope y'all sent all y'all good energy towards Kenya, and the 12 seers in the Kikuyu tribe. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, I sure did get information and turn myself to the east. Sent all my good energies, asking for you know, everything in the universe to be on our side on this and sending us back into our power. You know, that's one of the most important things right now for me, is for me, my family, my community, all my beautiful black people to re-register in their power, remember who you are, and that's in here too. Those are the things you find and get answers from, get downloads, whatever people are calling them now, because you're clear. You're clear on, I am the most powerful thing in this universe. Because we are. If you didn't know, let me tell you, we are the creators of everything. Everything. Okay? United States, China, Europe, nobody. No nothing without us, okay? Nobody know nothing without us, okay? And we done got a little backwards, you know. Some spells have been casted. Some negative energy has been directed. We have been in enslavement. But I know we're coming on into that 23, knowing better, moving better, seeing better, feeling better, opening up and awakening to better. And I'm just so excited to see what's coming, you know, when we stop being like, oh, mom, and be like, who you think you talking to? You know who I am? Do you know who I am? We need to start moving in that power. You know who I am? I can't wait, y'all. I can't wait till we just sit in that, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing. We're gonna just start growing, getting land, taking everything back that belongs to us, and being fruitful, healthy, beautiful people that we are. And I can't wait for it. I'm gonna go ahead and go, because I already said I wasn't gonna hold too much of your time. But I know I deserve it, and I also know you deserve it. I love you.